Do the first intro, Omega.
Okay. In the top left, we have sporting light pink once again. It is DaveSprite.
And in the bottom right position, we have the yellow Protoss, FaiR. So how do you like this map for PvP?
It has a very kind of, I think, really well understood tempo to it. There can be whatever early aggression happens. It'll go back and forth a little bit. Both players will try to go out to 3 bases. Usually the Terran will start dropping during this period because the 3rd base spreads the army of the Protoss into a really far position. And then he kind of tries to survive until he has Templar. And what happens from there is going to be more micro-dependent.
Well, I have yet to meet a Protoss who can defeat me on this map, so I think it favors Terran. I wouldn't say that I'm so good.
I think at my level it does as well. I mean, it's just you have to be very, very good with your macro to have everything you need to survive this. It either relies on very, very well-positioned static defenses to keep you from just losing everything when your army is on the other side of the map, or it requires that you do something like grab the Mothership Core and go for some 2-base aggression. Try and get something done and then warp back. It's not the nicest map, but we'll see how it works out here today. Like, FaiR is definitely a lot better than me, so maybe we'll be able to pull it off.
I'm a bit curious about that very fast probe. I wonder if it's scouting or just moving around, dropping pylons and stargates and oracles and the usual.
It could be for both, actually. It's pretty easy to get up into the base and then check his gases and leave, unless he specifically tries to throw down a... Okay, look, interesting. He's just moving back and forth in front of it. I'm surprised he attacked the supply depot. But yeah, he sees the gas, and seeing that it's already finished at this point in time, actually can't learn too much from that. That's the awkward thing about it. I mean, he gets the ability to duck in and out real quick, but it doesn't really tell him all that much unless he sees basically when the gas starts. You can see how much has been mined, and I think he saw only one worker on it, so he probably has the idea that a Reaper's coming at him at least. But, as long as he doesn't get the probe trapped in there, he can still hide something on the map pretty easily.
Well, the probe is coming back. And as far as the Terran build goes, if you have one gas with one worker, it's definitely a Reaper, or just mind games.
Yep. So, you know what? It seems to have had an interesting effect where this Reaper, instead of running across the map directly, is actually just looking around for proxies instead. There's basically nothing to find.
Actually, the SCV is noticing that there is no... Okay, there's another ship going up.
I didn't see that it was still there.
But now, the SCV noticed that there was nothing coming out of the gateway, so...
So this comes kind of a weird micro situation if, well, DaveSprite wasn't paying attention. But usually what tends to happen here is the Reaper will jump back and forth, try to kill one thing. That didn't happen this time. And then usually run away, but he lost the Reaper. FaiR didn't even realize it. Come on. Viper, no. He can totally see what you're typing. So,
I know.
Don't do that. Okay. We have 2 barracks going down as well as the orbital command. The economies are going to be started at about the same rate here. I usually tend to see this where the command center comes up a little bit earlier in the Nexus, so pretty much nothing unusual happening in that regard. How do you like things for our Terran at the moment?
Actually, I think he's doing badly. I don't know what's happened to him. That Reaper may have gotten to him. He mismicroed there, and he may have felt bad, and I don't know. I'm looking at his supply, I'm looking at his production, and compared to the first game, pretty bad.
He did say something about adrenaline when we were in between games, and that can affect you more than you sometimes realize, especially if you're in a cold environment. It can just make your hands feel like they can't move properly.
No, I believe, from my experience, it actually ruins the beginning of the game. And you get to play, and you get at the end of the game, and you get that amazing APM. By amazing, I mean like above 50. And play a lot, and you move your eyes a lot and your mouse and your hands and everything is crazy, and then you put on the face of the command center with 6 SCDs, and it's just drowning on you.
Our Protoss is grabbing some blink. This is almost never done this early unless you want to be aggressive with it. Not surprised, 3 more gateways. He might see if he can just pressure the front a little bit, jump in and out with the stalkers occasionally. I don't know if he'll be able to get a lot done, though, just because of the way this map is structured. It's tricky. Like, you can't, with that bunker there and some Marines there, it's going to be difficult to get past that with only stalkers. But if DaveSprite is out of position when the stalkers come, you may be able to get into the main and kill some workers off pretty easily.
Oh my god, I'm actually looking at the south of the base of the Terran, and he's building a bunker. And that just, he's either an amazing read or he's watching the stream, because that's the only position where blink is useful on this map, because you get to be attacked on the small ramps, you get to be attacked, and then it's natural. But there, look, exactly.
If you look on his vision, he does see the Twilight Councils, so he may just be kind of accounting for possibilities with that one. And he's totally right. Oh wow, look at that! It does say like combat shield completed off on the right. I didn't even. Apparently, we just played the total game without realizing that it was doing that at all. Now, yeah, he's perfectly positioned to hold this off. The ability of this to do damage is going to be entirely dependent on getting the Terran out of position. Which it looks like it. No. He's going to try and blink up there. He's going to discover 2 Marauders.
And the bunker. And,
wow. Well, unfortunately, there's really not a whole lot we can say about this. He basically just jumped into a
meat grinder.
Yeah, a meat grinder. I was going to say a thorn bush, but that's an even better image. I like that one. Jumped right up there, took all that damage on the stalkers, and now, economy-wise, they're still kind of okay, but there's a big window now for DaveSprite with all that damage on FaiR's army where he can do a timing. We'll see if he goes for that.
We see that FaiR has again a big bank. He can just... okay, he's using it. That's good.
Yeah, he's going to probably just try and spend that money however he can. Going for Templar really quickly, so maybe going up to Zealot Archon. The problem is there's just not a lot of gas, so he's not going to be able to do much with this for a while. Even if he goes for Storm, he needs a lot of time. I like moving out to take the Watchtower in general, though I don't think moving out with all of your stalkers is the greatest move. Right? Yeah, there you go. Bring them back. There's still the threat of drops. Or what? Some kind of interesting... Okay, so he's just maneuvering around the map at the moment. I was going to say, like, having all your anti-air that far away with the possibility... What is he doing?
All-in ever.
Here we go. Now, he's embracing the notion that I mentioned earlier about a timing, and it's going to be really, really difficult for the Terran, for the Protoss to deal with. Storm might finish. I don't know if does he have Templar out yet? Looking at the unit stat here, he does have 2. No, Storm's not going to finish in time. In fact, there's basically nothing here to defend because the Stalkers are all the way on the other side of the map. Even if he does have Storm with this, it's going to be almost impossible, and he's going to lose the Mothership Core. Well, the overcharge goes off at all. No, that's horrible. Okay, this Nexus is going down as well as all these probes. There's just no way that won't happen. He might try and stall to get up to Storm, but yeah, and as you can see, he's actually running all of those Stalkers up into the base, trying to see what he can get done there. Force field goes down, but unfortunately it's not quite perfect. Storm is still not quite yet done. It actually is just about to finish. Okay, both Templar are still alive. Where are they, though? At the back of the base. Okay. So if he can get some damage done with this, and if he can cut off the economic power of DaveSprite, he may be able to survive. I don't know if he'll win, but he could be able to survive. Zealots are basically this is a stall attempt. He knows he can't beat this army with 4 Zealots. He's just trying to slow things down. There we go. These guys are building up yet more and more energy. Army comes forward, and one Storm in the army loses a lot of Marines right there. Another Storm right there on the army, once again losing even more Marines. So the army has actually really shrunk in size here. And if you look back up at the Terran base, you can see that there's basically nothing to defend that either. So, yeah, okay, he's going to run with his bases, and we have pretty much the awkward base race going on. Terran has a massive advantage in this situation, though, because I don't think the Protest is going to be able to build up to an air army for, well, maybe at all, because he doesn't really have anything to actually rebuild with. So
Exactly.
even if
He
he's
doesn't
able to
have
kill the
perks.
army, this is a draw, but minimum, as long as DaveSprite controls this correctly. Let's see, do the Stalkers? Yeah, the Stalkers do have Blink, so they have a lot of mobility right now. So tell me, have you found yourself in this situation as a Terran and managed to, have you ever actually lost in this situation?
Well, I would love to say no, but here's what happened. He had some void rays roaming around the map,
Oh,
so
okay.
I couldn't keep the buildings alive. And I had like 20 marines, pretty big number. And I went on and attacked his base. I killed all the buildings, and in the back of his minerals, he had a stream of cannons. And he killed all my
No, he's
marines.
trying to. Oh, okay, yeah, he's just going to lose
Okay.
all of his buildings. Well, there we go. GG.
GG, yeah. And I lost to those cannons that had the pylon, which I could have hit from behind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Ender, I know you keep saying this is GG over again. There's over and over again. There's